conversation was always around why don't we have a space for entrepreneurs to work from? And because over here, space is very expensive, so you have to pay 2 or 3 years in advance. So we launched the space and then launched the space in 2013, and it was just pretty much looking at providing a co-working space. But then that kind of morphed into providing a training center, and then now that's kind of grown into providing a basic funding for the startups that we work with.
When you talk about startups, for people who don't understand startups, what is a startup?
It's a good question. So we've never been able to kind of define that, but from a basic or layman's terms, it's just a company that has not figured out what its customers are at the moment. So basically, they have a technology that they're working on. So they're using that technology to solve a problem. And usually it's 2 co-founders, just 2 people that start the business, and it's not structured in the way a normal business is structured.
You've talked about how you help a lot of companies grow into bigger companies. How are you able to do that?
Most of the people that approach us, they have an idea. So we walk them through the ideation stage, which takes about 3 months to put together. Then they go to the development stage, which is actually building the MVP of the idea. And then from there, they go into an incubator stage where they put everything together. So then they go outside trying to find customers and everything else. So in all, it'll probably take like a year for all of that to happen. So when we first meet the people, they have an idea, we help them put the idea together, then we develop the idea, then we incubate them.
Interesting. So you do even the registration for some of these businesses?
Yes, we do registration and then website domain purchase for them, because some of them can't afford it. So that's part of the package that we offer them.
Are there some startups that have started here, or you've mentored some of the founders here and gone ahead to become big tech companies?
The people that we've worked with, like Hardware Solutions, we work with individuals like Farmerline, who's at the moment one of the biggest startups in Ghana. And with them, we were able to get them funding. So they already had the idea, but we were able to get them funding for them to be able to launch.
Who inspired you to start this kind of venture?
So my inspiration, I think, is more Pan-Africanism. So when you look at the likes of your Steve Bikos and the Sankaras, what we can do for Africa kind of thing. So for me, it was those inspirations. So it didn't come from a technological point, it just came from a political point.
How do people reach you?
For our women programs, we intentionally put an ad out asking women that have ideas they want to build. So then they apply, we go to the interview stage, and from interview stage, we're then able to then help them get into the program. iSpace has always been grassroots, so we then go to community centers as well, and then kind of engage the community centers and tell people what it is that we do, and then the byproduct of that, you get people to sign up to some of our programs.
Earlier you talked about how you help some of these startups with funding. How do you do that?
So what we do is we help them put their idea, put the MVP together, build everything that they need to build, and then introduce them to potential investors.
How did you get started?
We started really by investing our own money into what it is that we want to do, and then eventually got partners that supported the vision. So.
Are there some success stories that you can share?
I mean, so with the success stories, you're looking at people that have been able to create jobs. We're looking at programs like Unlocking Women in Technology programs, where when we first started, there was not any out-and-out programs that looked at bringing women into tech. So we did that, and over the last 3 years, we probably trained anywhere between 1,500 plus women. And out of the 1,500 plus women, I will say 500 of them, are doing what it is that they're doing. Some
That's
of them just
impact right there.
Huge.
Yeah.
And even if you narrow it down, over the 3 years, we've been able to get at least about 65 of them that have actually started up their business. When you're looking at success stories, we're looking at the impact that we've had by bringing in more women into tech, partnering with other hubs, which was never done before. So we were one of the first hubs that worked with 5 hubs to then go regional with the program. And after that, we went to Nigeria, went to Kenya with this female program. And then when you look at our kids program that we do as well, Phoenix Kids, was one of the programs that then, I would say, kicked off the government's interest in coding. So then we work with the government on coding, taking coding to schools. So our impact has always been both from a social perspective and also from a commercial perspective.